Well, good morning. It's totally gardening. And yes, I've bought some plants. It's the time of year when garden centres are obviously getting rid of their surplus. It's been difficult for garden centres because obviously people are maybe not buying quite so many bedding plants because you've got to water them. And they have lots left over. So I went to our local garden centre yesterday, Townsends, to buy some plants. Well, I intended to buy some plants, but I did end up buying plants because I'm a bit of a softie. I don't like to see anything struggle. And if we bought these, and you could get these little pots here. They've got fuchsias. We've got 4 packs of plants, fuchsias, geraniums, begonias, all for £10. It's crazy, isn't it? And of course, if you look after them, they will last throughout the winter. You have to obviously protect them from frosts. But I thought, as an alternative to doing something a little bit different, I will do a bit of planting up. Now the chrysanthemums there and the buddleia are only there for show. Of course, you like to show off. We're not really showing off. Got me ducks over there, but you'll see that on the cane hill. There's little pea chicks around. But this is my little area I'm developing, my garden area. You'll see over the weeks, the months, maybe years, how this will be transformed into something a bit special. So it's totally gardening. Now, I'm going to just pause here and move over because you need something to plant them in. What can we get to plant them in? So there we have a brood box. Now, okay, you wouldn't probably know what a brood box is, but I don't use it. But the farmers used to have this, and you had a chicken that had gone broody, and you didn't want it to sit on its eggs. You put it in there. Anyway, that's another story for another channel. And I found an old wheelbarrow with drainage hose in there, and I thought I'm gonna plant it in here. Let's make it something a bit decorative. So I'll show you what I do in a moment. So we're going to fill it up with compost, of course. We've got some natural compost, and I brought in some peat-free compost as well. So here we go. So I've been walking around the garden and the farm, finding all the pieces to make this into something a bit more spectacular. Even found an old pot there, which not been used for years. And you find a lot of these things probably at car boot sales and people throwing out. So there is a solution around here somewhere. So let's see how it's all going to come together. So we got all the materials here. We've found it in the farm, and we got some compost, which we got obviously from our compost heap. We found this old pot that's been used for years. So we're going to fill it up with compost, of course. This is the best thing. You can use your hands, or alternatively use a shovel. So this is well rotted, and this is really good stuff. With plants, they need water, but they need feed as well, and this is important to give them a good start in their life. Like everything needs a good bit of feeding. So here we are, filling it all up. We filled up with the compost. It's well rotted compost. We're just giving it a good soaking. Now this water, we try to use recycled water if we can from around the farm. So and sometimes you're quite lucky because the ducks appear in the water and you can use it for fertiliser. So here comes the best bit of the planting. Though I think we need something in the middle. Now I am looking at an alternative, and we found this pot around the house. It's not being used, so it's going to be our central display. Right, so I'm going to go and fill this up. We'll come back to you in a moment. Geraniums we've got from the local garden centre, £5 for 3, ridiculous. But the Townsends Garden Centre, local to Devizes, A lot of garden centres will be trying to, call it rehoming. You know, we rehome animals, but this is rehoming plants. So this is going to be our centre display. We've got lovely, and me being me, I put a little bit of variegated in there. Now these have been well soaked, and I'm teasing the roots a little bit, so that will go into there. It's already looking pretty good, isn't it? And, oh, I love the smell of a geranium, and of course you can actually keep them through the winter. We'll be going on more on that as the winter. Mention the winter on a hot day like this. So in it goes. Oh, that's good. Now I'm going to get some water and give that a little bit of a drink. We've got a hose in here, so this is going to be interesting. To get the water, I think I need an alternative. I'll try one more time. It could be a long process. We're going to go and get a little pot. So, right, we'll come back to you in a moment. Now we've got amazing begonias, and I said we can get 3 pots of these bedding plants for £10 in Townsends. So I'm going to put the begonias there. I think they're trailing begonias. By the time we've finished, they probably will be trailing. So I've got, how many have we got in here? 6. So 1 on each corner. Again, you know, they're going to love this because it's a lovely spot. It's still got summer left, so we're going to get a lot of benefit from them, and we'll be keeping these throughout the winter. And we're showing you how to take cuttings from these as well. The beautiful begonias. The Townsends Garden Centre. Wow. Support your local garden centre if you can. It's difficult for them as it is for the farmers at the moment. The lack of rain is causing all sorts of issues for gardeners. Anyway, I'll come back to you in a moment. So here we are with our fuchsias. I love fuchsias. This brings back lots of memories of my mum and especially my nan. So you can actually create a display of memories. I'm going to put the fuchsias all around this pot on the inside. Now these are obviously very young, but they will flourish here. That's if my donkeys don't get to them. So anybody watching, make sure we don't get the donkeys in here. So I'm going to put these all the way around. Now we give them a good soaking because look at this little baby one. Squish, I want to survive. You will survive. Everything deserves a chance to live. So local garden centres will be having to get rid of their plants. The nice thing about a garden centre, in Townsends I was there yesterday with Ellie, and they look after the plants. Have you ever been to a supermarket and you looked at their displays outside and all the plants need watering? I don't like to see that. I feel they all need saving. So here we are with our fuchsia. So I'll come back to you when it's all finished. So here we are. You might say, why have I got this stone? Well, this is a bath stone, and this came from an old fish bridge that was here over by our railway, which is no longer there. I'm putting it there as a memory because I remember back in the day, probably 73, 74, I recovered a lot of stones and I built a pond. But I'll tell you more about that later on. That was a long time ago. But to finish off, I'm just putting a bit of decoration on. These little trimmings. You know, it could suppress the weeds if it was deep enough. It could, you know, keep the moisture in. But it looks pretty. And we like pretty, don't we? So there we have it. I'll come back to you in a moment. Come in tight. Recording. All right. So here we are. We come to the end, and of course we need a good drink for our plants. So everything's got a use. Even though I've not been eating fudge, but the pot can be used. Everything can be recycled. Go to your local garden centre, and if your Devizes, Townsends, is the place to go. But let me know your favourite garden centre. And you're doing them a favour because nobody likes to see a plant go to waste. There's a lot of love gone into producing all these amazing plants. Some of these from seeds, some of these from cuttings. and they can go and last a long time. You would need to water them every few days in the heated weather, but this has all been made for next to nothing. Basically, it cost me £15 for the plants. The compost we had of our own, and of course, we do have to say it's totally garden and what you have to do. Could you get so hot? Be hydrated. So that's totally gardening for you.